Why do you guys feel passionate about helping out in your community and passionate about the sport of pro wrestling?
So, when I was growing up, when I actually let me say, when I was a teenager, I was part of a group called AmeriCorp back in the day. I had a mentor. And she used to take me on like community events like runs and go pick up trash. And I really started getting like at a young age, I was getting into like community stuff. And I always like enjoyed those type of things and hanging out with the community and being with and socializing because I'm a big socializer. I'm a big social butterfly. Um, and so when I was younger, I always envisioned myself doing that type of stuff, but didn't know like in my 20s how to get into type of stuff like that. So like when I got here, like I said, I got in touch with Sizzle, and Sizzle's like, "Hey, I know all these type of organizations," and I was like, "Oh yeah." And actually, it all started with a Halloween party at the
Okay.
Nerd Emporium in Pueblo. Sizzle had asked me to go do a Halloween like trunk or treat thing to give out candy for the kids
Yeah.
and for me to dress up and gimmick.
Hmm.
He didn't think I was gonna show up. I showed up with a whole bunch of candies. It was a great night. Like it was a great night. And, like,
Excellent.
that's when
Great to
Sizzle
hear.
realized in his heart, like, "Oh, okay, we might have something here." So then that's how we embarked once again. We actually took off on the road, and Sizzle was like, "Hey, why don't you come do this Pueblo United thing, that they have going on?" And, like, so I started working with the community, and, like, my passion's always been there to work with the community. Like, and for wrestling, like, it's even more because then, like, I get to show and be actually promote myself, show the community who I am. This is what I do. These are my shows. Come out and support me. I'm supporting you. It works both ways. Show love, get love type
Absolutely.
deal.
Yeah, it's that give and take
Yeah,
basically.
and passion for wrestling has been there since I ain't gonna lie, my passion for wrestling when I started school, it dug even it like dug its roots into me.
Really.
So, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, it dug its roots into me because I didn't I so back in the day, I only knew about WWF. When I got into school, I started learning about New Japan. I started worrying about TNA, NWA, old stuff because I would hear all these guys talk about all this history, and I was so, like, lost
Hmm.
because I'm like, I don't know any of that history. And I'm like, I watched wrestling so much that I don't know any of this history. So it made me want to go dig and find out and learn. And then I was like, while I was learning, I was like, hey, bro, like I really love wrestling. Like this is on a whole nother level of wrestling. It's not just WWF or WWE. It's a whole nother embark. And that's
Yeah.
why for me, like people ask me, "Do you watch AEW?" No, you know what, bro? I watch all wrestling. Like I watch GCW. I watch, every. I mean, I watched it all, bro. Like
Yeah, I
there's
mean,
like
the
to me, I enjoy wrestling, and to me it's something now. It's just like there.
right, and the older you get, you can appreciate the old school stuff. You can go back and watch, the WCW stuff, the ECW stuff, the New Japan stuff, classic Memphis wrestling, Florida, Texas, St. Louis. I mean, it's all at your fingertips now. It's very accessible, and it's amazing to see the evolution of professional wrestling and where it's headed. I believe it's going to be in a good place going forward.
Oh yeah.
How do you guys feel?
Oh, I agree. That's how I've been lately. Like that's why I watch a lot of stuff and I read a lot of stuff. But I just like me, that's just how I am. I actually enjoy it all because there's like all these different type of stories, all these different characters. You get to enjoy any type of wrestling. It doesn't matter what type of fan you are,
Yeah.
what company, what promotion you represent.
Mhm.
Shoot, like me, I enjoy going to the indie promotions here Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really do. I'll go to a local indie show here and like I enjoy it. Like, and it's like fantastic. Like, we have one up in Denver called it's a lucha show called IWC. They usually put on a really big shows and they bring out some really great stars. That's where I actually got to meet Jacob Fonte for the first time
Hmm.
before I actually met him the second time at Juke City, which that was he actually remembered me and it was like a fantastic like that's a highlight in my life. Like I really was just explaining this to my wife the other day. Like in my life, like he was like he met me up in Denver, but then we shared the locker room down in New Mexico and he was like, Seus, Seus, like, I know you, Oos. And yeah, I was like, yeah, we met up in Denver. I was like, I wasn't working. I was just watching the show and I came to support. And he goes, you know what? That's even more better because, he explained it. And like, I ain't gonna lie, right behind the corner. And I kind of marked out a little bit because I was like, hey, Jacob Fontu remembered me. Like, I was just standing there getting myself ready, like going over my stuff. And he remembered me. And it was like, that was great. When somebody of that caliber remembers you.
As a young man, I wasn't, I ain't gonna lie, I was a bad person. I was in a lot of trouble. I was into gang banging and all this other stupid crap. Drug abuse, all this other horrible things. I was constantly, abused in my family life, and I mean, didn't have anything ever. You know what I mean? And so I was in the streets for a long time, a great period of my teen life. I was, homeless and on my own. And my thing was that, you know what I mean. When I became a father, I decided, you know what? I've had enough of this crap. I mean, I started all this crap. I'm, I'm gonna, I'm gonna try to put an end to it. Here I am, 20 some years later, still haven't made too big of a difference. But again, I want to be able to. That's why, when he approached me with this opportunity to run Steel City Championship Wrestling, the name Steel City goes way back in my family, like over 50, 60 years. And so I jumped on the opportunity, you know what I mean? Because in these small communities, especially the ones where we would be able to bless, like southern Colorado, Pueblo, Alamosa, Trinidad, Canyon City, Rocky Ford, these little towns and stuff like that. I mean, there's nothing for these people. There's nothing for kids. There's nothing for families. You know what I mean? It's either you're addicted to drugs, or you're shooting somebody, or you're in a bad place. You know what I mean? So we want to give them an avenue, something positive that they can do, something that they can, you can stay out of trouble, go out, have a great time with your family, have some food, have a couple drinks, whatever, you know what I mean? Just be safe and know that you're in the company of people that are like-minded, just, there for a positive reason. And hopefully, like I said, we inspire some kids' passions to grow up and either, maybe they want to be an announcer, maybe they want to be a pro wrestler, maybe they want to be a cameraman. You know what I mean? Maybe they just want to see, well,
Maybe they want to be a
does that
ref.
camera how do they do the angles on that?
Yeah.
How do they get the shots? To do what we can to give back to not only to the pro wrestling industry, but to the people, the communities in which we serve. Even when we go out there, we do autograph signings, we do whatever we can for the community. We try to bless the communities that we go to, no matter where they are, North Carolina,
Yeah.
California, Arizona, wherever it is. We always try to give back, do an autograph signing, do something somewhere to, I mean, to show people that, people care about you. It doesn't matter, who you are, where you're from, what you're about. You know what I mean? There's people, there's people that care. There's people that are out here that they want good things,
And
and
that
hopefully
that
inspire
goes the
somebody
same
else to
way.
say, well,
Like
hey,
when we do things too, we like to elevate the next man. We want to help the next wrestler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why we started Steel City. We want to open up another avenue. We want to open up another stage, somewhere where you can showcase your skills. Do what you do and do it at a really great velocity and a great
Hmm.
venue and a great
yeah,
atmosphere.
Yes.
That's what we're starting Steel City. That's what it was about.